welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be back. It's been a long while, but hey, I have goodies for you in this episode of my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a face mask, and this mask is a fabric mask made of cotton fabric, right? And tightly woven as well. So how do you know that the fabric you're using is tightly woven? You should be able to not see through it. It's like an opaque kind of fabric. So when you put it over your eyes, you shouldn't see the other part of the fabric. You shouldn't see through the fabric. So that's how you know that it's tightly woven. It's best to use it because it helps to protect droplets or any of this that from coming in or getting in contact with the face. So it's best to use it. Aside that, there are other things that will be we use to make the mask and also protective as well. You will see all of that in the video. But hey, let's just try to stay safe. If you know how to sew, I feel like this video is going to be useful for you. So let's just get right into making a face mask. So I have my fabric with me. I've cut out lots of fabrics, but the width is 8.5 inches while the length is about 6 inches. Okay, so that is the width and the length of the mask that we'll be making. I'm going to be using a lining, a black lining, and I'm going to be using a paper stay as well. That's the paper stay, as well as cotton Ankara fabric. It's best to use cotton because it's easier to sew. I'm using a 7-inch length elastic, and I'll be using some set of pins as well. Okay, so these are the fabrics that I'll be working with. So the first thing that we're going to do is put the Ankara fabric right on top of the stay, and make sure that you're placing the Ankara fabric on the sticky part of the paper stay, so that the wrong side of your Ankara fabric should be placed on the sticky part of the stay, while the right part of the Ankara fabric should be facing you, just as it is done in the video. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is take our tape measure and measure 1/2 inch downwards from the top part of the fabric, and then do the same thing as well at the lower part of the fabric. You also do it on the other side as well, because this is the part where we're going to be pinning our elastic on, so you want to ensure that you mark it so that you can see where to fix or pin your elastic on. The next thing you're going to do is, on that part that you have marked, pin your elastic inwards. Don't pin your elastic outwards, but pin it inwards like so. So that's the top part, and I'm also going to do the same thing as well at the lower part of the mask. So make sure that it is well placed and pin inwards. So I'm also going to repeat the same process on the other side of the mask, ensuring that I pin inwards as well, both on top and underneath or below the fabric or the face mask that we are making. Right, so I'm done with that. I would then put my lining, the wrong side, or rather the right side, on top of the Ankara fabric that is just underneath. So the right side should face the right side of the Ankara fabric. The right side of the lining should face the right side of the Ankara fabric, and then I'm just going to pin this lining in place as well. Okay, so that would help to stabilize my fabric while I'm sewing. So I'm going to sew round, leaving back stitch, and then I'm going to give a 2-inch allowance so that I can turn in my fabric right side out, then sew just right round after doing that. Okay, so here's my sewing machine. I'm just going to go ahead to start stitching with, first of all, back stitch just at the beginning and around where my elastic is. You want to do this on your elastic to ensure that it doesn't pull out and it is well stabilized. I'm sewing with 3/8 measurement, just a little part, and then I'm leaving the 2-inch allowance that I mentioned to be able to turn my fabric right side out. So that's the 2-inch allowance that I have left, and then I'll just go over to continue stitching. I'm going to back stitch as well as also back stitch on the part where the elastic has been pinned in place. Okay, so the next thing is to just stitch right round the face mask on the lower part and then on the other side of the mask. So right there as well, I'm also turning it on the other side to stitch the other part where I fixed the other elastic as well. So again, I'm going to back stitch to make sure that my elastic is in place, but I'm not going to leave any 2-inch allowance on this side. I'm just going to stitch right through the mask and then stitch the upper part of the mask as well. So once I'm done, I'm just going to trim off the edge, the threads, just to have a good finish, and then that's the allowance that I talked about that I did not sew. Then I'm going to just trim out the corners to reduce any bulk around the corners of the mask. And so this is what we have. Corners have been trimmed. I'm then going to turn it right side out from that point that I left open. Okay, so I've successfully turned my mask right side out, and this is what I have. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is look out, use straighten it out first, and then try to use my I'm going to try to use my screwdriver to knitting out the edges of the mask. You can use any sharp tool that you have. Don't poke it too much, just try to make sure that the edges are quite sharp and they look like a corner So that's what I'm trying to do with my screwdriver, as you can see right in the video. Okay, so that's what you're going to do, and then when you're done, the mask is almost ready. You're just going to go ahead and give it a very good press. Okay, so right here I've pressed my mask. I'll still try to press it better so it's going to be nice and flat. You want it to be flat, and pressing the lining part as well, just to have something really nice and flat. So that's the mask already pressed. The next thing I'm going to do is fold my mask, my 1/2 inch, twice. So that's the first folding and that's the second folding. Okay, so the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to stitch right on those folds. They are folded like a pleat. Just going to stitch right round the folds. Okay. And so when you're done stitching, you should have something like this. Please note that each pleat was folded by like 1/2 inch, but there was like a 1 inch gap between each pleat. So when you're folding, please take note of that. So this is what it looks like after you're done stitching. I stitched on the fabric. You can see the edge stitch just right there. Okay, so afterwards you're just going to give it a final press, especially on the pleat that you have just created. The pleat is made to give room for breathing for the nose, so that it's not going to be pressed, the mask will not press the nose. You'll see that right at the end of the video. Okay, so I'm going to just give it a very good press. Just like so. And I'll do the same thing as well for the back. I'm just going to give it a very good press as well. And that's it. We've successfully made our mask. That's the back and that's the front of the mask. Right, so this is what it looks like. I hope this video was very useful. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and share. Let's make this worthwhile while we stay at home. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Thank you and bye.